Alrighty. More Sicilian. Let's try King's Pawn. If you play e5 in response to e4, you really better know what's going on. Let's try the Philidor. Whoa, I just got out of this corner of my eye in the chat. Carhurst, you've been a friend since the MySpace days? That's crazy. ChessNetwork on MySpace? That is going back some time if that's what you meant. Wow. When the night didn't used to be how it is now. Okay. Knight d7. Why'd I do it like this? Why'd I move my bishop out like that? Let's do this. Okay, I was actually fearful of bishop here with some sacks on this square. But that's not the case now. So with that structural change, I want to get in f5. And what white should be looking to do is what? What's the pawn break white should be getting in? c5. But that's a long way off. Rook 8, if you didn't realize, I'm doing that so I could go for my little dance here with my knight. Ideally, I'd like to have the dark square bishops off the board and then jump my knight in. Whoa, I shouldn't have done that. And then jump my knight into that square. That was almost a really bad pre-move. Okay. Well, should I be welcoming exchanges? Am I welcome to an exchange? Yes and no. That's actually a tough call right there. My rook would much rather be on f8 at this point. My opponent has a space advantage, so if I do this, we're welcoming more exchanges, but at the same time, it would be the exchange of good versus bad bishops, so I really don't know one way or the other which one was best. To just block right away or what? I'd like to do what next? Get my knight to this square. So let's do that. Both are now converging on that square, and if it's taken away from me, then I have bishop h3 in mind. Okay, now this comes with tempo. Is there anything better? Probably not. And which piece should I be going with? I'm going to go with the one that's more tactically vulnerable. Okay, now I have the bishop pair. My knight is hitting the queen, and it seems like there's going to be some issues on this square. Bishop out to g4. I could take the other bishop and have two bishops versus two knights. It's probably a good idea too. But what about g6, f5? And maybe f4 and then get in g4. I like my knight a real lot. Bishop g4 is also worth considering. I'll go with that. It's got to react. You can't allow me to just take and smash up that structure. Okay, now I could take here. I want to do this. What a bug. Let's get this in. Open up the F file. Forget about this slower idea of getting in G6. I don't need help to get in F5. What I was... Okay, hang on. Okay, now I think I take here, and then rook takes here, and I get... There's an issue now with this. Fortunately, I have, in response to queen e4, I have rook f4. Otherwise, maybe that could have been a bit awkward. So now there's some structural damage. I want to really just pile up on this knight. Basically, I'm going to end up piling up on a pawn that's on f3. Doubled f-pawns. This knight will have a nice home on that square. Okay. Counterattack. The queen backs up. Here, that's probably not good. Here, if anything. Also stays out of the way of maybe pawn push with tempo. Queen to e3 is probably best. A minute advantage. Alright, let me take this. And actually, bishop here is probably a good idea. He's not doing anything from this square. And now there's possibilities for even rook h4. This can't be correct, can it? Rook check, pawn takes, bishop takes. That actually could be a very difficult one to win. Rook check, pawn takes, bishop takes, queen, pawn takes. This knight, how do I get rid of it? I actually want to keep my bishop around. I'd much rather have my queen come out to h4, my rook come out to this square. I think this is a much better option. Again, I could have won the queen there, but maybe there was some... Okay, the computer playing the black side will be able to break down anything, I'm pretty sure, but I think that this is maybe a better practical try. Let's just stop the threats that white has. This is not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Scoop my queen up. If I played to this square, there's no, there wouldn't have been that because I had that stuff. My opponent's playing very fast. Very fast. I think my last plan is going to be what? Let's do this. I want to get that knight out of there, I think. Maybe back my bishop up. If that knight moves, maybe then I smash through on this square. Man. Okay, let's stop this pawn advance. If knight here, I just drop all the way back to d8 to watch over this pawn. If this one's ever threatened, I just push it forward. I have all my base point would be protected. h4, drop all the way back. My opponent's putting up a lot of resistance. This is a tough structure to work with, but it's so far so good with holding it together. 94, maybe I could even consider that. All right, just meet that threat. There's also counterattacking moves, but this is right where my rook belongs. Okay, now that's dropping. My rook is defending this. That was probably just missed. Probably just missed. So now I could even transfer my attention to picking off this pawn, or even just give up the two rooks and get the queen, and then my queen becomes very active. But now it's going to be big trouble. Very, very big trouble on f2. Hit one more time, and it's very difficult to defend. Knight to e4, I just pile up on it. Bishop h4. That square was covered. I think that's going to be resign time. Resign time. No. Okay, let's keep this really, really simple. Let's come back here. And right here after knight e4. My queen, okay, right here, my queen wants to be on h3. This bishop is boxing out the knight, watching out for any checks. The knight is not able to do anything more than just sit there on e4, and it's not a support point. The queen is having to watch over it. More activity for my queen. I feel like I should be able to maybe sack on this square and then play here at some point. I don't know. Anything really. I'm up a rook. I could actually trade down if I really wanted to. I'm not going to do that. No time anyhow, but I was thinking about queen right here to this square. No time. Good resistance in that one with the bad, having to work with that bad structure. I would really consider, I don't know if these opening moves were a good idea. It's rare that I even play the Philidor, and I don't think I played it well at all because of my opening decisions with the bishop. Like, what do you do? What do I do if you play bishop c4? If I play knight f6, you take the pawn. King takes, knight check. The knight jumps in here. The knight jumps here. There's some problems. So after bishop c4, I don't think I could be playing knight f6. So do I play h6 then? I might be having to do h6. Not really a fan of doing that, but anyhow, just something to be aware of. Go with the very typical, if bishop c4, if you're playing the black side and you just go with the routine development, watch out. Bishop snip, knight g5 to e6. This knight is masking the bishop's view of e6. That's a problem. But since things are closed up, this knight would much rather actually not even be developed, I don't think, just so that you could get in this c5 advance. That's really the direction white should be going in, but that was the direction that, you know, white never went in that direction, and it was just all black on the king's side. This is the area that I wanted to be at or be playing on, and now it's just a serious problem. So you have to know how to follow up. If you're going to close the center in short like this with the d5, well, you're going to have to get in c5. Are you going to be able to get that in? That's the big question to really be asking yourself, and you really weren't able to do that. So that turned out to be a big problem, especially actually as soon as I got a knight on f4. You're really fighting an uphill battle at that point. I just know, like, just from playing the computer a real lot. I mean, I've been doing that more recently, but I mean, even before that, I know just from my experience playing against computer, there's certain positions you just have a feeling something really bad is going to happen, and just staring at this knight right here on f4, that right there tells me something really bad is about to happen, and he's not easily kicked away. g3 just compromises the white position, h3 in particular. Okay. Alrighty. Let me close.